Alright, number one is attitude. Basically, if you don't know how to act and you don't have any patience, then you cannot bartend or serve. Basically, that's what's gonna happen. There is some exceptions, of course. If you work in a hole-in-the-wall bar, you're gonna be a little bit more laid back, there's not so many restrictions. But for the most part, you're going to be required to have manners, smile, and be gracious, and, I don't know, give good service. The main objective is to basically give your bar and every customer the best of your attention and to make them happy. That's what business is, that's the objective, have them come back. Basically, you are on stage and everyone's watching you, so act accordingly. This also means how you look. Keep your hair back, don't touch your face, because nobody wants that in their food and drinks anyways. Number two, this is the easiest one, but a lot of people forget this one. Card. This is the quickest way to get fired. Yes, there's these little things that they go around with and they give it to you. It's called like a red card, and it's kind of flagging you, saying that you should not work in the business industry anymore because you don't know how to card. Do not feel embarrassed. Instead, just firmly and politely suggest that this is part of my job and please, I need to see your identification. Even if they're like, oh my god, I'm 22, I'm so old. Get over it, just let it happen. Just let it happen. But also remember, don't be rude. If there's someone in the group who is young, ID the entire table or ID the entire group. Nobody likes to be called old. Alright. Number three, know your menu. This is the worst thing you can do. Go to a bar or to your server and they have no idea what's on the menu. You're like, recommend something. And they just look over and start reading off the menu. I'm like, thanks, I could have done that myself. It's right in front of me. If you're embarrassed about this, it's okay. Take a menu home, study it, read it. No one was born knowing the entire menu. Nobody knows the Flanagan menu back and front. Trust me, there's no way. Alright, also, suggest foods. The easiest way and a trick that I like to do is I ask them, what did you come to eat? Like fish, are you in for pasta? Do you want steak? And then you can go from there for it. Or ask the girl, do you like vodka or whiskey? And then you can actually recommend something, an insightful recommendation compared to just saying what the beer of the month is. Let's see. Memory, number four. This is probably the most difficult and hardest one, but it'll get easiest with time. You're going to be required to multitask. And your short-term memory is going to be put to the test. And if you work in the nightlife industry, basically, you're going to burn out on the first day. It's gonna happen. It's okay, move on. But the point is, you're going to be required things like, remembering when that person right there got her appetizer, is it on the way? Also, the bartender just told me that they spilled a drink. You're gonna have to make another one. But these four guys over here, they're asking me for a couple more drinks. And I think he wants Diet instead of Coke. I don't know, I need to go back and ask. And I think table 7 just asked for their check, but wait, I think he's a veteran, so he needs a discount. But it's okay, you got this. All right. Number 5. All right, so like I said, number 4, you have enough on your plate already, so be proactive. Make sure that you don't shoot yourself in the foot, basically. Pay attention. If the plate's halfway full and they're halfway through their appetizer, take the plate. So when the food comes, you don't have to do this weird shuffling thing. Also, if their drink is halfway full, make sure you're offering a new one before they get tired of it and they don't want one by the time they finish. Also, make sure your bar is completely stocked. This is the worst thing you can do. If you're packed and you have run out of items, you will start to panic and it's extremely frustrating. The best example would be if this lady right here is going through mojitos like her life depended on it. It was the last day on earth. You should probably check if you have enough lime and mint, bless you, to last your second drink. Otherwise, you're just going to be frantically running around. So ask a bartender, go get it yourself. If you're lucky, ask your bar back to help you out. It's the easiest thing to do. This also varies with your bar. It depends. There's going to be some franchise industries where you're going to be packed and you're going to have everything already done for you, which is great. Or local bars, where you're going to be dependent to do everything on yourself. It's going to be on your shoulders. So if there's things missing, it's on you. So don't shoot yourself in the foot and screw over your tip because you're not ready. Alright. And the most important one. This is a double-edged sword. Tips. Tips are great and they also piss you off. Alright, let's tell the facts right here. You're going to find lousy tippers. There's people that do not know how to tip to save their lives. And there's some people that just don't know how to tip. Like Europeans, for example, they get paid salaries, so they necessarily don't tip anyone. If they do, it's $1, so whatever. Point being is, you're gonna get tipped lousy sometimes and you need to learn how to brush it off and move on. You need to think of the bigger picture, basically. Now, we go back to number 1. if you get upset because of a bad tip, you're going to lose good attitude. You need to be positive. This will affect the next customer coming in, which in the long run will destroy a perfectly good tip that you could have gotten just because the guy before gave you a horrible tip. Here is a tip that I can give you to help you with that. I like to not look at my tip. I don't like to count my money. I don't even like to see how much they put in the tip. I just look if it's a credit card transaction, if they signed it, and then I move on. I wait until the end of the night. Because honestly, when I have $300 in my hand and I go home, I really don't care about the guy from 4 hours ago that gave me $8. Alright, wrapping it up. Number 7, speak up. Say hello, say hi, say anything, say a joke. Talk to the person. They went out because they probably want to see people. If otherwise they would have just ordered in and had like, I don't know, Chinese food. So, make them feel comfortable. Alright, keep in mind that there is limitations though. You shouldn't say whatever's on your mind. You need to understand that you have to keep your harsh opinions to yourself, stay neutral, stay biased. So, for example, talk to your customer as if you're meeting your girlfriend's or boyfriend's parents for the first time. They don't want to hear vulgar things. They don't want to hear you curse. And they don't want to hear about how trash you got last week. Alright, and number 8, the greet. The worst thing you can do is ignore your guest. Alright, the only thing you could do that's really worse than ignoring your guest is going up to them and telling them you're busy. I'm sorry, but guess what? You're in the service industry. You're always going to be busy. Always. So welcome to the service life. What you need to understand is every minute that they're waiting is 1 minute you give them to judge you. So don't give them that chance. It doesn't cost you anything. Just go up to the table and say, welcome for coming, thank you so much, and move on and give them a menu. Thank you so much, and hopefully all of this helped.